On behalf of Food Drink Europe, as Director General of Food Drink Europe, I would like to wish you a warm welcome to our food van. It's the second year in a row that we are having this little truck, and it becomes bigger and bigger every year, on this place here, the Place Jean Rey, to celebrate the SMEs and to give them the Foodies Awards. So this is the second time that we're hosting this here in Brussels. And I think it couldn't come at a more important moment. We have in our sector, the food and drink manufacturing sector, over 290,000 companies, and 99% of those are small and medium-sized enterprises. And today, in a very challenging context, we will see how important these companies are, not just for the economy, but also for the socio-cultural value that you're having. A lot of the companies that we represent are located in rural areas, in the more remote areas of Europe that are sometimes forgotten when we talk about the European Union. But you also, as SMEs, bring a lot of knowledge and on-the-ground expertise on how to provide for a greener planet, how to live healthier, and also how to innovate. And that's why we thought that this is a unique moment to celebrate at least and give a little snapshot of what the food and drink industry stands for when we talk about innovation and sustainability and health and nutrition in SMEs. So I'm very glad that you could come and make it today. We have had several applications, 40 to be precise, out of 10 member states. We're doing better every year. I think next year we should aim for at least 20, make it double. But it is very encouraging to see that companies have come forward. Companies are proud of what they are doing when it comes to sustainability, even in these challenging times. A jury which consisted, amongst others, about very honorable members of the European Parliament that are also present today, have made a selection, came with a total of 15, and out of those, we are now going to select, or there have already been some selections made, and we're going to award in each category one SME that the jury thought would perform best in the categories of a greener planet, so looking at how companies are tackling environmental challenges, looking at health and healthier living. How can we also, as an industry, provide a good contribution to nutrition and better lives for people? And next-gen innovation, because we don't have all the answers for the future. We have to look at the future of food, and we have to produce more sustainably. But we also need the startups, the SMEs that can really provide that innovative capacity. So we want to celebrate that. With that, I'm going to give the floor to our host, Raphael, who will guide us through the program today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dirk, and welcome everyone here today to the Foodies, the second annual Foodies Awards. I'm Raphael Sampson, for Manager of Public Affairs and Public Relations at Food Drink Europe. And in this role, I've had a unique backstage insight into some of the applications that we've received this year. So believe me when I say that we have had some truly inspiring projects, from food waste rescue missions to snacking superfoods. The entries have been amazing. And after the ceremony, I encourage all of you to go to thefoodies.eu, check out the 15 finalists and see their sustainability stories. Today, we're going to award 3 of those stories, the best projects that we received. And to do that, we're honoured to have with us MEPs Christine Schneider, Cole Markey, and Ivan Stefanic. So without further ado, please do welcome Mr. Ivan Stefanic to present the Next Generation Innovator Award.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be with you here. I'm happy to present Next Gen Innovator Award, and we know that sustainability is supported by innovation. That's what we need. Therefore, this prize is very, very important. We received many, many good ideas, and I'm happy to announce that the winner is coming from Italy, and it is the company Hexagro. Congratulations.
Round of applause, everyone. And now Mr. Hernandez from Hexagro will say a few words.
Thank you. I'm gonna leave this here. Thank you so much. Well, as you can see, I'm not European, actually. I'm one of the many extra European entrepreneurs that are sharing the European values and trying to make the difference outside of our countries. And first of all, I would like to thank Food and Drink Europe for making this event happening, all the organizers, and also to point out the importance of supporting startups. All of the startups that are participating to this program are amazing. As you mentioned, it's worth to check them out in the website of the Foodies, and all of them deserve this award because they are the ones making the difference. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Because nowadays we're facing several different challenges. The world is changing in a very fast pace. Climate change, supply chain disruptions, water scarcity are just some of the factors that our food system is facing. And if we think about it, actually farming was the activity that helped us to establish cities and civilization as we know it nowadays. But now people are completely disconnected from where the food is coming from. They have no idea how these vegetables and grains are produced. So if we analyze the situation, we are not only disconnected from food, but we're also disconnected from nature, because that was how we used to have a relationship with nature. And maybe you live in a city as I do, you will also feel, and I'm sure you have felt, that we live in inert environments, places that don't have any green spaces. So it's very important for us to think about how can we reconnect to that natural environment which is innate to our own human nature. And that's why Hexagro takes inspiration from nature, our best ally, to reconnect people to nature, reconnect people to food and to the community through urban farming. We take technologies from vertical and indoor farming industry and we decentralize them. But these industries are facing several challenges as well, starting from rising energy costs, urbanization, and lack of funding. So how can we improve the situation? How can we help these industries to grow, and especially the innovators that are making the difference? Well, if we think about nature, nature is a system of abundance, is a resilient system that recycles everything that it uses, that doesn't generate any waste, and it completely runs on sunlight and collaboration. This is how we plan to build the urban farming communities of the future that can allow the access of local, healthy grown food and the improvement of the society and the economy and the environment as a consequence. But we need to change the policies, because right now it's not allowed to just grow food in your house or your garden and just sell it to your neighbor as you want. There are a lot of things to discuss, a lot of things to incentivize to allow that. And I just want you to think about a future in which an office worker can become an urban farmer in its spare time, using the spaces of his own office or his own house to allow other people in the community to access these healthy vegetables. So let's continue supporting these young enterprises, these innovators, even if they are foreigner as I do. And let's grow together this dream. So thank you so much for everyone.
Congratulations, Felipe. Thank you, Felipe. Thank you, Mr. Stefanich, for presenting the awards. I will now ask Miss Christine Schneider to come up to present the Greener Planet Award.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this event. I think it's very, very important because at the moment our SMEs have really challenges, different challenges because of COVID and also because the costs always increase and increase. And so thank you so much for the award and that we have the opportunity to discuss about more sustainability in our food supply chain. As a member of the European Parliament and of the ENVI Committee and as one of the rapporteurs from the Farm to Fork strategy, we discuss a lot in the last 2 years about how we can make our food supply chain more sustainable. And I'm from Germany, from a region, from Palatina. So food and drink is the most topic thing in my home constituency because it's lifestyle, it's culture. And so I'm very proud that I can present today the winner of the Greener Planet Award for the Foodies 2022. And I can promise that it was not so easy to change one because it was so great what we have seen. And the winner is from Ireland. And it's Flehavan, the company Flehavan and Sons. And I'm very, very proud and to congratulate in the name of all. Thank you so much for your work. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And I think now you explain a little bit about your project we choose.
Thank you. Thank you very much, MEP Schneider. My name is James Flahavan. I'm very honoured to be here to accept this Greener Planet Award on behalf of everyone back home in Flahavans, and thanks to the judges and everyone who contributed. I suppose these awards are a very important platform for SMEs like ourselves, to spread our message and a story across Europe. For people that don't know us, Flahavans, we're a cereal manufacturer, food and beverage manufacturer, primarily oat-based cereals, porridge, mueslis, granolas, oat snacks, and more recently oat beverages, oat drinks and that. But us as a company, we have a very strong belief in sustainability. We're a family business. We can trace our roots back to the original mill in 1785. I'd be one of the 7th generation working back in the business. And I suppose some of the things that we're involved in on the sustainability side is we're founding members of Origin Green, which is a fantastic initiative that was started by the Irish Food Board to bring all Irish food and beverage manufacturers onto a pathway towards sustainability and to really integrate sustainability as a core pillar in your business. So we're really proud of that association. A couple of things around what we do, some of the highlights of what we do from a sustainability point of view. On the energy side, we reuse our byproduct from the oats, we put that into a boiler, and that generates the heat and steam used in our cooking processes, but also it's used even to heat the radiators in our offices. And that's a massive saving for us from a fossil fuel point of view. It saves about 400,000 litres of fossil fuels per year, which is great to be able to do that kind of, in the current climate. On the electricity side as well, we're quite progressive on that front. We have a wind turbine, solar panels and a water turbine, all contributing electricity to us. So in total, about 70% of our energy requirements is self-generated, which is great that we're able to harness the power of nature to really drive the business forward. Some of the other things we've done on the organic oat side, we really wanted to secure our supply chain, and we've done a lot of initiatives to encourage organic growers and organic farming in Ireland to secure the supply within the island of Ireland, whereas previously we would have had to import organic oats in. So we work quite closely with Department of Agriculture, certification bodies on that side. And then in relation to packaging, we've done a number of different initiatives, but we're proud to be able to say that by the end of this year, we should have 90% of our packaging fully recyclable, which is something we're quite proud about. So in terms of what we were invited to talk today, we were asked to put any issues that we have on the table. I suppose we're equally affected by a lot of other businesses around cost price inflation, staff shortages, and probably to a lesser extent because of what we're doing on the energy side, the energy costs. But one issue that's specific to our industry and which is the oat milling industry, which is made up of a lot of SMEs like ourselves dotted around Europe, and it is of significant concern to us. So I suppose we're part of a European collective as millers, and we're currently engaged in a discussion with the Commission and stakeholders around limits being set for mycotoxins, and those are specifically called T2 and HT2 in oats. They're a fusarium. They occur naturally in every oat, so every grain of oat will have a level of T2 and HT2 in it, and they affect organic oats and conventional oats equally, so there's no kind of distinction between the two. It just depends on the level within the grain. I suppose there's no known mitigating steps that either the farmer can take or the miller can take to prevent or counteract high levels of T2 and HT2. And also there's no obvious visual signs that high levels are present in the grains when they're in the field or even in the mill. And I suppose the other big challenge is it's very difficult to predict when there might be elevated levels because it varies significantly from year to year. So in 2014 and 2015, we had high levels, but then we had 6 years of low levels until the 2021 harvest. So I suppose where is this getting to? There's currently no limits set in by the Commission, but there are levels, indicative levels, where we need to pay attention to. So they're looking to impose limits, and that will be a new realm for all of us as an industry. Whilst we've had positive discussions with the Commission so far, the current tabled limits, to speak frankly about it, could have devastating consequences for our industry and would disproportionately negatively affect countries like Ireland because of our mild, temperate climate that we have. And I suppose, like I said, if the current proposed limits were imposed, the impact of an elevated year can't be overstated. And I look, based on our historic data or based on the historic data we've seen as an industry, it would make some businesses potentially unviable, which would have massive consequences for the whole supply chain. I suppose oats are recognised as a genuine superfood and one of the best crops that grow in Europe. And I suppose we shouldn't lose sight of the benefits associated with oats. On the consumer side, they help with heart health. They are proven to lower cholesterol. They're helping with the obesity crisis. They're vegan and vegetarian friendly. And on the farming side, they're a versatile, hardy crop that grow well in kind of challenging climate conditions. It's a good third crop that growers use, tillage growers rely on as part of their rotation. And in particular, from an Irish point of view, they've really helped bring organic farmers into the organic, or bring farmers into the organic space because of the reliance on organic oats as an incentive to come into the scheme. And then I suppose the other big thing is around on the tillage side. Tillage would be one of the lowest emissions farming processes compared to dairy, say, and livestock. So I suppose they're all the positives associated with oats. As mentioned already, we're engaging with the Commission on it, but we would welcome any input or queries from you, the audience, around these limits being set. And as an industry, we're more than happy to supply more data and input into the process. And we equally want to ensure that the consumer is protected, but I suppose we don't want to disadvantage ourselves and the industry, and make sure that it is viable for the future so that we can, maintain ourselves for another 230 years as well. So that's me. I'd like to thank everyone for listening in, and thank you again for the award and the opportunity to speak today. So thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations. Now to present the Healthier Living Award, please welcome Mr. Colm Markey, MEP.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here today to support these Foodies Awards. I think they recognise, if you like, best practice and innovation within the food industry, and I think that's so important. Personally, I probably have three reasons for why I think it's so important to be here today from my perspective. At home in Ireland, we've developed a food strategy for 2030, and it's based on a food systems approach. It's based on integrating food supply with healthier living and sustainable environment, and integrating the three of them in the concept of a food systems approach. And I think these awards here today very much champion that idea. They also champion the idea of developing new and innovative products in a previous life, I was a chair of a leader company, and leader all over Europe does a lot to innovate in the food sector and, if you like, develop value added from food and innovation within the food sector. And I love to see that recognised and rewarded here today. And finally, the third one, most importantly from my perspective, I come from a farming background, and we talk about the family farm in Europe, and the farming structure is all about the family farm. But equally, our small SMEs that are family-based SMEs are so important to Europe. I know the winner of this award today is very much a family-based business. I know there's 4 members of the family actively involved in it, with wonderful skills such as dietitians and the like, and marketing skills that are in that family and could make the most of those skills by developing their own product. The product itself is, if you like, it's free of the top 10 allergies, free of nuts, no added sugar, and various other wonderful aspects to it. So I'm absolutely delighted to award the award to yet another Irish company, a company from my own constituency, a company from Sligo. Good for you. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, members of Parliament and guests. This is truly an Oscar moment for Good For You. On behalf of the wider team at Good For You, we'd like to express thanks to the judges for selecting us and to acknowledge the other finalists who share a like-minded vision, and we wish them the very best in the future. When we set out on our journey almost 20 years ago, we had a grand vision, an audacious goal, to be the world's most loved and trusted health food brand, and with a mission to empower people of all ages to live a healthier life. Caring for health is in our DNA, and we have a sense of connection and responsibility to the communities we serve. Today, we have a range of products that span across multiple categories, providing healthy solutions from AM to PM that are allergen-friendly, affordable, sustainable, accessible, but most importantly, they taste great. Today is another milestone for us on our journey, and I guess it's an acknowledgement of the trust and loyalty that we have built in our community. The Good For You team, our customers, consumers, suppliers and partners, and this is the bedrock on which the business is built. We needed resilience, agility and support to overcome the many challenges we have faced in recent times. First, Brexit, 80% of our business is into the UK, then COVID, and today has a new set of challenges. Supply chain pressures, energy crisis, inflation, and some might say a perfect storm. Continuation of supply is a threat and forces significant investment in inventory so as to reduce risk. War, global warming, increased MOQs, all of these factors are altering the innovation landscape for us. Another major challenge is the VAT classification on our foods, and particularly our children's healthy snack range. The frightening statistic that 1 in 3 children in Europe are classified as overweight or obese should be a motivating factor for policymakers to make this a priority and review the classification, because our children are our future and we have a responsibility to guide, educate and nourish them as best we can. And an all-inclusive approach is needed from a social and economic perspective. We will continue to play our part as best we can, and we know where there is challenge, there is also opportunity. And this week is a great week for us at Good For You. We are launching 12 new products this weekend into a major retailer, Tesco, in Ireland. We are in the final stages of a factory extension, and we have also secured capital investment of 1.5 million. So we will continue to deliver on our promise to create sustainable solutions that are honest, natural, tasty, affordable and accessible. And finally, to my family, the Butlers, our mantra is FHT, family hold tight, and we believe will sustain us into the future. So thank you so much for your time and support, and a special thanks to Food and Drink Europe for making this happen, for all your great work. Thank you.
On behalf of Food Drink Europe, thank you all for coming here today to recognise the SMEs in our industry. I just wanted to point out that every entry to the Foodies Awards generated a donation to charity. We've raised €2,500 for the Brussels Food Bank. That's enough to purchase over 2 tons of rice for vulnerable communities in and around the Brussels area. So that's a fantastic achievement when this is what Foodies is all about. On behalf of Food Drink Europe, thanks again for coming out here to recognise small businesses. And in closing, I'd like to say thank you to the jury who selected the winners. Thank you also to our awards partner, Thought for Food. Thank you to the presenters from the Parliament for being here today. And thanks again to you, gracious winners, for taking the time to travel from these far-flung locations to accept your awards today. And to you, the audience, please do stick around. We have some delicious food from past and present Foodies winners that you must try. And thank you all for coming.